Hey everybody, Joel at Up North Aquatics. Thanks for stopping by. Today we need to make some room for these black mollies, a breeding colony that I picked up. They're done quarantining in this 5-gallon. I want them in a 10-gallon. So we're gonna try something cool with our cherry shrimp here. And I'll show you what that is over here. It's been 90 degrees outside. Picked up a kiddie pool for my kids and one for our cherry shrimp. And put some water in last night, treated it, put some black gravel in it, and should be up to temp now. Sorry about that, switching hands here. Should be up to temp now. So we're just gonna do a nice filterless cherry shrimp breeding pond on the floor and see what happens. Some things to mention are the Neocaridina shrimp will breed at cold temperatures like this. The ones I have outside have survived in the 40s. I don't think they bred that cold, but they'll breed in the 60s. And the floor in here usually stays in about the 60-degree range, maybe a little higher. That's just some sandblasting sand in the bottom. So basically what we're gonna do, I need to trim a lot of my hornwort, as you can see anyway, especially the stuff in the black molly tank down there. So we're just gonna float a bunch of hornwort in here, just so we have something cycled in here. And something for the cherries to grab onto. We'll move our cherries into here, and we'll move our black mollies into that 10-gallon. And this is going to be filterless. Now, if you remember, we did do a filterless sort of nano shrimp setup, and then I put a filter in it because I was nervous about it. Well, that was in my office, and since then I have had to move it down here because I got a new computer and needed the space in my office, and it has been down here filterless for a couple of weeks now. And if anything, I'm getting more activity out of these blue dream shrimp in here than I was when there was a filter in there. They were always hiding, but this is done even better filterless than it has with a filter. So I'm not too worried about this at all. Especially oxygen is always a concern, but the surface area here is a lot larger than the depth. So if I don't need any surface agitation in this perfect cube, I definitely won't need it down here. Plus, I only have about 12 cherry shrimp. At least 3 of them are buried up and have been for a few weeks now. So they'll be dropping shrimplets very soon. And this is gonna give them so much room to grow and breed, even more so than the 10-gallon would have. And I also did hook up just one light, the normal light bulb, because that's all the hornwort will need. Hopefully not harsh enough to keep to get the water to go green, but you know, enough light that the plants will just keep growing and propagating. So enough chatting on. I just kind of wanted to prove the point that I have thought this out a little bit, but it is an experiment. So let's get these plants in here. I'll show you what that looks like, and then let's get some shrimp moved, and we'll just do a quick acclimation, and then we can check them out for a little while, maybe throw some food in there, and then get all these black mollies moved and get a really good look at them before that tank grows in with hornwort too. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so hornwort has got to be the easiest plant to propagate. Literally all I'm going to do is pull it, pull this huge chunk out of this tank, which is having great success with these breeding endlers. If you can see how many babies, pull a huge chunk out, rip it off, and throw it in the new water and let it go. It'll just continue growing wherever you rip it. And I hear if you shove it down into the substrate, it'll actually grow roots, but we're not going to do that here. I just want some cover for them to feel safe enough to continue breeding and whatnot, and something to chew up if there does get to be ammonia or nitrate or whatever in their water, just something that'll kind of chew that up. Because there is bacteria on the plants from being in these tanks for so long, the bacteria that'll convert that, but plants will also eat that. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, like literally just grab a chunk, and I'll do this on a small scale just so I can get it on camera. And then I'll grab larger chunks, rip it off, and throw it in. And that's it. So I'm gonna do some thinning out in these tanks so you can get a better look at these fish. When I feel like that's full enough for now, we'll throw the rest of it into tanks like that one with fish that'll eat hornwort. I'm gonna probably end up feeding most of this to my silver dollars, so I'm gonna get that done and then I'll check back in and show you how everything looks. All right, guys, if I was a hornwort farmer, I would be world renowned, and I say that because I still have plenty in each tank for fry to hide in. I did take all of it out of the black molly tank just so I could catch them out, but still plenty in all these other tanks. Plus I fed that much to the goldfish, that much in there with the green Texas, who I'm not sure is going to eat it or not. We'll find out. I know a lot of South Americans do. I put that much in the pond, the shrimp pond, just to start it, and then I fed that much to my silver dollars, and that's a 6-foot tank. So it's, as you can see, silver dollars are eating the plants. I don't know if you can see it. Silver dollars are eating the plants, and the South Americans are up in here picking the snails out of it. My Vieja, my Green Terror, who's finally not sick at all anymore for a couple weeks now, Jack Dempsey, Electric Blue Acara, there's that Vieja, and even the Bashir are eating the snails out of it, and then the silver dollars are eating the actual plants, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's how much we pulled out of just these 4 tanks, and still left plenty enough. And I swear in like 2 weeks time it'll look like that again. It's absolutely ridiculous. So now I guess my next step, I'll take a specimen container, take the water that the cherries are living in now, catch out some cherries, and then I'll check back in when this is full of all the cherry shrimp that I can catch out of here. And then we'll move our mollies. So hold tight and I'll chime in with a ton, hopefully a ton of cherry shrimp. All right, guys, so here it is, the empty cherry shrimp tank. I should probably put that filter back in. Oh yeah, let that muddy up the water. And here's our adult cherries, and of course Indian almond leaf for food. As you know, that's what I feed them, if you know. I also added some of these floating plants and their moss in here just because it wasn't doing good in the other tank. So let's just see what it does here. All I'm going to do is add a little bit of this water and just kind of let them, pretty much just let them float here any way I can until the temperatures in both of them match, which it's only about 6 degrees off, so it won't kill them, but I'll try to be careful as I can sometimes. Emphasis on the sometimes. But I'm going to steal some of this hornwort back for the mollies so they can start having fry without eating them. And I pulled all the bacopa out of here and the floating plants out of here, put them in with the blue dreams because I have a plan for these guys, for all the plants I should say. But the cherries did leave me a surprise in the form of like hundreds of little shrimplets that were down in the gravel when I was catching out the adults. So I pulled out as many as I could because these mollies will eat them. At least a couple dozen tiny little specks moving around in here. Put a floating plant in here for them to feed off of the biofilm on. And I'm not going to mix them in. I'm going to keep them right here because we have a plan for that. We're setting up well, another one of these, but smaller. And I was always thinking about what can we even keep in that, and shrimp hatchery, or not shrimp hatchery, but shrimp nursery. So that's going to be in an upcoming video, a little bit of a spoiler, but that'll be a fun one. So we'll keep them there, keep them fed for the time being, but in the next few days we'll do something fun with them as well. Now we just got to catch these mollies out, which is going to be easier said than done, but the water is the same temperature, same water, so really in theory all I have to do is get these guys in the net, which is going oh so well, and put them in here. So I'm going to do that off camera so I can use both hands, and I'll check back in when that's done. Well, that took an embarrassingly long time and made a total mess out of both tanks, but here's our black mollies. As you can see, some of them do have that beautiful yellow in the tail. So some of them have the high fin gene, some of them have the lyre tail gene, and some of them spit out silver fry. So the gene pool's a mess, but this will be fun and we'll see what comes of it. Don't know what we're doing with that 5-gallon with the blue snails yet. I'm thinking about just planting that one too. Moving our blue dreams here into there and then doing another live bear here. So that all of these are just breeding tanks full of hornwort and then something cool on the outsides. No idea. We'll figure that part out together. But yeah, since that took so long, we should be in pretty good shape to let go of some of these shrimp and just see what happens here. Maybe throw some food in there, who knows. I did pick up some new food that are micro pellets, Vibra Bites, algae wafers, all from Hikari. One local shop carries them. And these shrimp aren't picky, they'll eat all of it. So let's let these guys go and see what happens. The water's close enough. They've been in there a while, so here they go. Nobody left behind, and there they are. Right away to picking at the substrate, and man, they look way better in here. So hopefully they have give me the same breeding activity they were giving me in that other tank. And the little splashes of blue in the tank I think are going to really help too, just to see more of them. So there's that nice little shrimp breeding kiddie pool with some plants, and let's just see what happens. So that's it for this one, guys. Like I said, we have a plan for all these little babies in here coming up. Not going to feed these guys right now. I'll let them settle in just because we can see them just fine. That's the only reason I was going to feed them, just to try to get them to come out. Matter of fact, we can see them from here. So we'll give them time to settle in before we feed. But yeah, other than that, I should have some more updates coming up soon. It's been stupid hot here, so I've been like at the beach every day. I mean, my kids' birthdays are 2 weeks apart, this week and last week, so I've been busy. We've had parties, we've had this, that, the next thing, but I'm working on it, guys. Getting more consistent here again. I mean, I was good for a while, but lately it's only been 1 or 2 videos a week instead of 1 every few days. That'll do for this one. I'll likely start working on this project tomorrow. Everything I have is ready and cycled, just got to put it all together. And then we'll do another update soon. A lot of fish have been moved and a lot of it's worked out, so it'll be cool to update that, maybe do some more frozen food stuff. So until then, I hope you all are enjoying the weather. If you're in a similar climate to me, get to that beach and live it up while you can. So for now, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.